Hey guys, today we're going to fight an Electric Gigginox with a Gunlance. Now the set I'm using is full Ingot plus, which gives me critical eye plus 3, wind resist high and speed sharpening. And the Gunlance is quite a nice one. It's the Hapurubokka, fully upgraded Rarity 6 one. It gives a decent amount of water, element 30 I think, a nice defense boost, and also has cluster gunshots from what I have seen. Now, as you are probably noticing, this will be quite a long update. That's because, as you will see, I haven't used the Gunlance in an absolute age, and so this is actually me getting used to it again. By the way, just earlier, when you're about to run off a ledge, if you roll just before it, it will cancel the stumble or the momentary motion when you're stuck in place. It's quite a little thing to do if you're low on time. Okay, now Gunlance combat. First thing is the basic attacks. When you take out your weapon, or while you're moving and you press triangle, you will run forwards and stab in an arc sort of direction. So you'll stab horizontally, and your Gunlance will go upwards after that. This can then be followed by two horizontal stabs just by pressing triangle. And then after those two stabs, you have the slam attack sort of. And so yeah, if you're using the Gunlance more of a lance rather than a bowgun, you'll be using triangle more. Although I recommend actually combining both the lance and the gun parts of it. Now, as for circle, that controls most of the gun parts of the weapon. Just pressing circle. Oh yeah. By the way, if you might have noticed by my sharpness bar, there is a ammo thing similarly to a bowgun. So essentially, it's just combining a melee weapon and a bowgun together. These two. In my case, I only have 2 shots, but varying Gunlances have varying amounts of ammo you can use, and also the type of ammo changes. For example, like I said, this one has a cluster shot from, well, that's what I believe it has from experience. So like I was saying, it's actually one of the most versatile weapons in terms of it has quite a lot of attack. So you've got the basic circle attack. Also, if you do an attack and your lance ends up in a different direction from horizontal, then, for example, if I shot after doing the running triangle charge attack, I would actually shoot slightly up into the air because the angle of the Gunlance is pointing that way. That, which I just did there, is what is known as whip and fire. Those bowgun users, as you probably know, there's a shot called whip and fire. It's essentially the same. To do it, most of the time I just do it from while guarding with our press triangle and circle together. But you can also do it after a slam, after a triple triangle combo, which is also quite a good time to do it. Now, this isn't ideal, to be honest, because I don't have any shots. My favourite combo with the Gunlance is to do 2 horizontal shots, 2 horizontal stabs, sorry, then do a shot, then do 2 more horizontal stabs, then do another shot, and then after that, I'll, if I have any more time, I'll just do 2 more stabs followed by the slam, and then if I have it, whip and fire. Now, as for you might have noticed, but my Gunlance has actually changed slightly. On the barrel, right at the front of it, it now seems to be pockmarked with orange spots. For this Gunlance in particular, that means that the wooden fire is currently out of use. I believe there's a 5-minute cooling off period when you can't use it. But for quite a few Gunlances, it will be something like part of the barrel will just pop out at 90 degrees. If you watch some videos of Gunlances, you'll probably see that. But all of them have a noticeable change when this happens. And I think I've covered most of the features of it now. Yeah. Oh yeah, if you're guarding you press triangle, you will stab a slight, I guess, at an almost 45-degree angle. Upwards, that is. So that's quite useful for getting hard to reach places like horns, for example. But now I guess I should move on to the Electric Gigginox a little bit. For those Unite players, you can basically think of this as a faster Khezu. And for those of you who have actually fought Gigginox before, he's actually quite similar in his attack, except instead of poison he'll be using electric a lot more, and these electric attacks will be combined with the paralysis effect. Now, one of the most annoying things about his electric attacks is that they inflict a major thunder blight. That's why, as you've seen, I've brought some element berries. And you've already seen quite a few of his attacks, obviously. Just some which are the same as the Gigginox's include him hanging from the ceiling and firing 3 electric balls. From what I've seen, generally the first one and the third one will be aimed at you, and the second one will be aimed at one of your cats. Now, as for where you want to hit him, when he's in his normal green mode, like he is now, or he's just gone into rage mode, and he noticeably turns red. But when he's in his normal mode, his major weak points are his head and body, and you will actually bounce off his tail. But when he's in rage mode like this, it'll be the reverse. You will bounce off his head, and instead the tail will take the most damage. But pretty much all of the time, you can just hit the body or wings without bouncing, that is. But by the way, a quick thing about the Gunlance: if you keep pressing circle, you will do a shot followed by a quick reload where you just swing the Gunlance quickly, and then you'll do another shot. So you could do an endless shot combo by doing that. It's quite useful if you just use shots. As you see, he's got the same body slam as Gigginox. Also jumps back and does the flip over you like that sometimes. But and that attack there, you have to make sure you're a reasonable way away from him. And that attack, from what I've seen, can't be blocked unless you have probably guard boost. And he has, like the Gigginox, he'll sometimes shoot a, don't know how to dodge that, but that's okay. He'll shoot a electric ball at you, but similarly to the Khezu's attack from Unite, it will split into 3 separate ones. These, unlike his electric field, can actually be blocked, and it's the same with when he jumps back and fires one. They can also be blocked. But really, when he's in his normal mode, he's not too hard. He's quite quick though in his rage mode, so you have to be quite careful about that. And also the temptation is to attack his head a little too much. Now, You can get fearsome moors off this guy. They're quite an annoying item to get from normal Gigginoxes. And I do know that the high rank version has a higher chance of dropping them. And you can also get them off carve rewards, off the high rank one. Although, I'm not sure about the low rank one, carving that is. Now, if you can see my Gunlance now, it is no longer got the orange spots on it. That means that my Wyvern Fire is ready to be used again. So what I'm planning to do is get him in a trap, put down these bombs, and then go around to his back and get the Wyvern Fire out on him. At this point I should have done the triangle attack first and done the slam dunk, but the Wyvern Fire does so much damage, I'd prefer to just get that off safely rather than miss him while he's in the air. So back onto the topic of Hismores, like you know, to actually get them from a break reward, you need both the face and the body. Body's normally okay to get, it's just the face can be annoying sometimes. And there's not really much to him. When he's on the oh yeah, I think that's a new attack for the Gigginox just as a whole, where he does sorry about that. You know, he already does the what should I call it? The head swipe where his neck extends really long. But now he can do it with his tail. Not as long though it seems, but still for a decent range. And he seems to be running away again, which is okay. We'll let him run. When he runs away, he seems to lose his rage fairly often. Right there, you've seen it's gone. Now, people often say that dual swords are the main sharpness hoggers in Unite and Third, but if you're consistently using gunshots and Wyvern Fire, you will notice your sharpness will be reduced at a massive rate. So ideally you want to bring a set which has some kind of sharpening skill and a lot of whetstones if you plan on using mainly shots. But honestly, if you're planning to use an elemental gunlance or even a status gunlance, you'll want to be using your lance attacks more, because your shots do not do the actual elemental effect. Yeah, you might be able to see now that he actually does change into rage mode quite often. And also, just a little note for Gigginoxes in general. Oh, quickly first I just want to say this because this is quite important. That attack there where he tries to jump on you, that is the, what did I call him? A pin attack. So he'll pin you down and start trying to suck you up. I think, because with the Gigginox I know he emits poison after he has finished eating you, if you don't break free. Well, even if you do break free, if you don't use a dung bomb, he'll shoot poison at you. But I'm not sure, but I'm guessing this guy would shoot some thunder paralysis stuff at you. By the way, this guy lays these paralysis eggs. They can be guarded. Similarly